Hello and welcome back to this YouTube channel, and I want to take a moment now to talk directly to those people who've not yet made the decision to subscribe. You're watching this channel without doing me, as content creator, the basic courtesy of subscribing. Now, is that problematic behaviour on your part? Yes. Do I judge you for it? Again, yes. If you don't want to subscribe, well, okay, but why take the chance on people pointing at you behind your back, whispering about you, withholding job opportunities and life chances simply because you didn't subscribe? So take the Pascal wager on this channel. It costs you nothing. Just hit that button and it's one less thing to worry about. Sin and shame are the driving forces of Martin Scorsese's blistering early classic Mean Streets from 1973, now on re-release for its 50th anniversary, an urban pastoral boiling up from the streets of Little Italy in Lower Manhattan around the time of the annual San Gennaro feast.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with me, my friend. I'm feeling fine. Keep your mouth shut.
We're not gonna pay. We're not paying.
Joey, but why? We just said we were gonna have a drink.
And we don't pay mooks.
What's a mook?
A mook? What's a mook? I don't know. What's a mook?
You can't call me a mook.
I can't?
No.
I'll give you mook.
It's a thrillingly sensual, dangerous, effortlessly fluent movie which reaches back to the Warner Brothers gangster films, but also to Fellini's I Vitelloni, Goddard's Breathless, and the Balting's Brighton Rock. 1 year before, Francis Ford Coppola had released his sensational mob drama, The Godfather, the great top-down grand political narrative of organised crime. Mean Streets is a great example of the opposite tradition, the ordinary worm's eye view of the mafia, which was to lead to Scorsese's own Goodfellas and David Chase's The Sopranos, stories of low-rankers and their day-to-day lives. At its centre is Charlie, played by Harvey Keitel, a fledgling mob enforcer, nephew of the much-feared middle-aged mafioso Giovanni, played by Cesare Danova, a first-generation Italian who has a cool, priestly authority over the younger man. Charlie is possibly about to be made the manager of a restaurant whose original owner has defaulted on a mob debt. Charlie is a snappy dresser, as befits his future importance as a man of honour, and his piety and brooding obsession with St. Francis, punishment, and hell have earned him the nickname St. Charles. It is, of course, Charlie to whom Scorsese and co-writer Mardik Martin give the now legendary opening voiceover monologue about sin. You don't make up for your sins in church. You do it in the streets. You do it at home. The rest is bullshit. Another viewing of this movie reveals afresh what that means. Sin is analogous to debt, and all around is the ethos of debt and the self-fulfilling prophecy of debt unpayment. The unforgiven sin is the unpaid debt, and both lead only one way: death. Charlie hangs out aimlessly with all sorts of boorish, racist lowlifes. Tony, played by David Proval, owns the bar, which is HQ for all sorts of gang dealings, although, of course, his ownership is assumed to be contingent on mob permission. Michael, played by Richard Romanus, is a loan shark guy and thief, and Joey, played by George Mamoli, owns a pool hall and is himself involved in betting on numbers. In one uproarious scene, Charlie leads a menacing deputation to Joey's establishment to collect winnings owing to a friend, a visit which explodes into an extraordinary fight with broken pool cues. Scorsese himself has an unsettling cameo as Jimmy Shorts, a malign courtier of Michael's. But the most unsavoury and pathetic of all these people is young Johnny Boy, gloriously played by the live-wire Robert De Niro, a crazy and irresponsible kid who annoys everyone, especially the glowering Michael, to whom he owes $3,000. It is only Johnny's friendship with Charlie that has, so far, protected him from being beaten up or murdered, and Charlie has a sentimental protective attachment to this kid from the neighbourhood. He has no actual Christ-like intention of taking Johnny's debt sins on his own back, but this infuriating, grinning Johnny clearly thinks that his buddy Charlie will one day get his all-powerful gangster uncle to order Michael to forgive the debt. Moreover, Charlie is secretly dating Johnny Boy's cousin Teresa, played by Amy Robinson, of whom Giovanni very much disapproves due to her poignantly concealed condition of epilepsy. And there is a nasty hint of blackmail, as Johnny Boy hints that he could, if he chose, tell Giovanni about this relationship. Scene follows scene and set piece follows set piece with miraculous, frictionless ease. There is casual brilliance in the teeming streetscape scenes for the festival. Scorsese's soundtrack use of pop and rock classics supercharges every image with sensual power. Extraordinary things happen out of nowhere. Tony reveals that he's keeping a panther in a cage in the bar's back room. Why? How? We never know. When some drunk guy, a cameo incidentally for David Carradine, appears to insult a connected guy in the same bar, a young nephew follows this man into the men's room and empties his revolver into him. A surreally chaotic, sordid, and apparently unpunished act which melts into the air as the terrified drinkers scatter out of the bar before the cops show up. But importantly, Giovanni decrees that if this kid can be spirited away to Miami, he will smooth out the whole thing, which, fatefully, reinforces Johnny Boy's dangerous belief that Giovanni and Charlie will bail him out in the end. What applies the film's branding iron to your memory are the faces. Johnny Boy, Tony, Michael, Joey, Teresa, grinning, scowling, pleading in the darkness. They are hardly ever shown in daylight. After any viewing of Mean Streets, this gallery of faces is what I see when I close my eyes. And so the curtain is lowered on another vlog. Please give it a like and a share on your socials. Please remember what I said and subscribe and leave a passionately supportive comment about my work. And please buy my book, The Films That Made Me, an edited selection of my essays and reviews for The Guardian. And there's something else too. My new collection of short fiction, The Body in the Mobile Library and Other Stories, has been officially announced and it is coming out in April 2024. I hope you'll like these. See you next time.